What's up, it's a Spherical, and welcome back to Tusks, the orc dating simulator. When last we left off, we were speaking to Brocken at the fire at the end of day 2, and he kind of wanted to be left alone, so we weren't able to spend the night with him like I wanted to. But we were going to talk to somebody else, so let's get into it. Let's talk to Aid. Hey. Why were you at the UA? You already know that, don't you? Surely you haven't forgotten. I came to travel with an orcish group for my college. I mean, why do you want to do a study for your college? Well, I think it's important that my people use the learning opportunity that your people provide. There are a lot of humans who have bad attitudes towards your kind. Not all humans, but some. Okay, hashtag not all humans. That's why I want to show people that you're just like us. Or we're not, and we're different, and that's okay. Ever since I was young, I felt some kind of affinity with you. You're all so big and strong, masculine and muscular. Not all of us. Well, not all of you, yeah. Fair Dog says there's no such thing as a typical orc, just like there's no such thing as a typical human. I mean, Brocken's not very strong. But he's awesome, and you shut your fucking mouth. And Kennedig says he's not exactly masculine or feminine. Oh, cool. And Gorham isn't muscly, I guess. But as a kid, you heard all kinds of stories of big, brutish orc men who don't get bogged down with restrictive rules of society. They could kill you as soon as they look at you. They would carry you off to their camp. Although, you didn't really see many orcs in our town. Whenever you did, it was because you were being hunted, jailed, or executed. But I knew that you weren't all evil. I knew that I wanted to be among you, to get to know you more. May even be accepted by you one day. And that's why when my chance finally came, I made my way to the UA. It wasn't easy getting in as a human with no one to vouch for me, but I did it. And that's when I met Roar and you and the rest of the force. And now I've started on my path to finding out more about your culture. There's just so much to learn about you. I'm glad you're so excited to learn more about us. Just remember, we're more than a learning opportunity. I hope your study helps change things. Thank you, Alagnar. I do too. I'm glad to hear at least someone here appreciates what I'm trying to do. In my heart, I know I'm doing the right thing. I might not always get it right, but I'm trying. And maybe next time I come to the UA, I'll be all the wiser for it. As long as you keep your ears open and you listen, then you'll be fine. Is there anything else? What's it like being part of the college? Oh, it's good! I mean, it can be good and bad, it depends. Depends on what? You sound like you may be conflicted. Well, I guess you could say that. Would you like to sit down? Okay, so where do I start? The building where I do most of my work is huge. There are big windows that let in lots of sunlight in the mornings and a large garden outside where we can go for a walk when we're not working. There's a room with bookshelves crammed with paper and books, and a medium-sized dinner hall with large tables and benches, and a dormitory for us to stay in since you're away from home a lot of the time. It's quite a place. Do you enjoy being there? I do. It's very different from what I would have been doing otherwise. My father's a blacksmith. He had dreams of me entering into his trade, but I'm hopeless at it. I just can't do it. No matter what he says, I don't think I'll ever be any good at it. But that's alright, because I have the college, and now I suppose I have the force too. In any case, there's not much to say about the college, really. It might sound exciting and mysterious, but it's all quite uninteresting, especially to outsiders. That's all. Let's go spend some time. Something that I can help with? I want to hang out with you guys. Dang it. Fine. I do want to talk to you, though. Why? I mean, that's a weird question. But I guess we could just find out more about him. Why were we at the UA? I think I can speak for myself and for Malcolm and Roar when I say there's absolutely nowhere we'd rather be at the beginning of spring. It doesn't really answer your question, though, does it? I'll take a wee seat and I'll tell you all about it. Roar, would you like to join Alagnar and me? Okay, so Senadig, Roar, and Malcolm are married, I think. I don't think I've told you this before, but I was actually born at the Green, so you could say that the UA is in my blood in a way. As such, the UA has always been important to me. Certainly because of its importance in history, but also because of the role it plays in our community. Finding places where we can meet without incident can be difficult, so having a space that is relatively protected, defended by scores of orcs, and visible to all of our people is ideal. There are similar places that are smaller than the UA, which tend to be frequented only by certain communities. Elfheim and Duskwater tends to be visited by what the humans call half-orcs, because of their prevalence in that area. Ben Macdui is where the giants and giants carry out their moot. Even the sea holds spaces for orcish folk, with the Selkies congregating at Corrivrecken. Although there's some overlap in who tends to go to which congregation, it's not exactly common. You don't often see orcs diving into Corrivrecken to meet the Selkies. Similarly, you don't often see the Selkies at the Green. Nonetheless, the UA is an important place for a lot of folk. And it's important for Royal Malgolm and I, too. We try to go every year, so that we can meet the friends and family we've made, and the notable figures in our community, to show them our respect, to settle issues with those who may have wronged us in the past. And every year we attend, we leave in a slightly different configuration than the one we arrived in. Sometimes we bring with us a clan guard or two, like Fairdog, to protect us. Sometimes the three of us find a lover to accompany us. Sometimes Roar is called away and Malgolm and I travel ourselves. The UA is an annual chance to change yourself, your life, and your relationships for the better. Why would you need to travel with more than one clan guard? It's like traveling with a lover. Oh, I'm okay. You guys are like my orc dads. I'm okay not Is it safe? Traveling in a smaller group is safer than a large one because you'll be perceived as less of a threat. Despite that, it's a fact of life that we are regarded as a threat regardless of our number. We've survived this long, though. Even when Roar isn't there to help us deal with physical danger, Malgolm can help us avoid it before we even encounter it. It's his gift. In any case, the reason we were at the UA this year was the same as any other given year, to find a suitable group of individuals to accompany us on our trails. There was a significant difference this year, however. For various reasons, we, Malgolm, Roar, and I, decided we would make the Shillug, a journey from the borders to the northernmost point of Alba. And we wanted to make sure this journey was as memorable as we could make it. That's why we decided to have Fairdog accompany us. Why we brought so many others, including you, Alagnar, with us. Now, was there anything else you wanted? That's it. Okay. Bye, guys. I can't spend time with dads. I can't spend time with Brocken. What's the point? I talked to Aid. Nah, I'm okay. You spend time by yourself for the rest of the night. Day 3! It's the start of your third day as part of the Force. You get out of bed only to find that most of the camp already in the process of packing up to leave. It also seems Dumnall has already left to Aww. Shit, I missed the opportunity to talk to Dumnall. Hastily, you grab your belongings, pack up your tent, and trot along behind them as they set foot onto the road to continue traveling. You and the Force continue trekking through the countryside, with idle chatter passing back and forth between you all as you go. The majority of the day passes without incident, aside from the group taking shelter every 10 minutes from a rainstorm that Malgolm repeatedly predicted was just about to hit. Naturally, when the group brushed off his prediction the 7th time, the heavens opened and a deluge of rain struck. Gotta listen to the fucking psychic, you guys. Before long, dusk begins to set in, and Roar orders the group to set up camp for the night in the shadow of a rocky summit. That was a short day. Gorham and Aid are out on duty. All is quiet. Let's go talk to Brocken again! Hi! Oh, no, okay. Can we hang out? Can we... Hey, boo. Fuck! Shit. But I wanna hang out with you! Let's talk about the thing. That's a big question. To be honest, it's different things on different days. Some days I feel like I'm a gutter rat clinging on for dear life. Other times I feel like I've made it, like I've accepted. And both of those things can be good or bad. Sit down with me a bit and I'll explain what I mean. You take a seat beside Brocken, who sits cross-legged across from you. I haven't lived all of my life in the city. I've only been living there since the last assembly, in fact. I used to visit the city a lot as a child, where the orcs I lived with would stay with friends and associates. I only have scattered, torn-up memories from then. I remember walking down a sunny, winding street with other orcs, but I don't know where in the city it could be. I remember a symbol, a limbless tree with a tangled mass of roots, but I've never been able to find it. I remember another boy named Angandruig. Angie. The two of us led a hastily cobbled-together street gang into warfare with another group of kids. I got my head kicked in, and Angie kissed me to help ease the pain. I can still remember the feeling of his tusks bashing against mine, my first clumsy attempt at intimacy. Anyway, before I moved to the city proper, I had a very simplistic idea of what it would be like to live there. I thought I'd be living in a rundown but quaint warehouse, establishing an orcish quarter, excelling in the college, and battling the authorities. As it turns out, the reality of difficult city life is a bit more boring. A rundown but quaint warehouse? I mean, I couldn't understand this stuff. The rebel's fantasy. Learning and fucking the police. Orcish quarter? Yes, can you just imagine it? A corner of the city decorated with orcish art and designs. Orcish merchants selling goods and services made and delivered by our own hands, to our own people, for our own mutual benefit. A communal place for all orc people supporting one another. It could be just like the UA, all year long. It's never like that, though. In reality, the hostility is still there, but it's simmering under the surface. It's often invisible to everyone but us, because it disguises itself as reasonable, innocuous, or deniable. It's often little day-to-day things living in the city that bother me. Microaggressions! Like becoming aware of how much humans themselves are aware of their own eye contact when they see me in the street. The bigger issues you face in society are discarded into two piles. If it was such a big problem, there would be rioting in the street, or there's rioting in the street, why should I listen to people who can't be reasonable? Hitting it right on the head. Anything else, it's somewhere in the middle. There's no violence to denounce, no outright denial of rights, and so there's no motivation for anyone to get angry. It's not all bad, though. Living in the city, you're never too far from someone just like you, and your bonds are that much tighter from being in a shared situation. With more humans around, orcs strive so much harder to excel, too. They don't always get recognition for it, but the food, tailoring, smithing, all of our craftsmanship is improved in the city. And it's a relief not having to be out in the field, pitching up a tent in the pouring rain, or hoping there's a fresh water source when you're being roasted alive in the kiln of summer. So I guess you could say it's a mixed bag living in the city, just like living out in the wilderness. You have to find the environment that suits you best. It's late, but I could stay up talking some more. Is there anything else you wanted? I want to hang out with you. But bae. Fine. Dang it. Okay. Wait, I thought Domhnall left. Domhnall is sitting atop a small bedroll, tucked away in a corner of the camp, sheltered by... I thought you left! Did you come back? Oh, maybe they meant that he had, like, gone off to do his own thing, but he was coming back later on. Whatever. Tucked away in a corner of the camp, sheltered by some trees. Alright, man. How's it going? It's a Lagnar, right? I'm still getting used to everybody's names. You're looking for something? I just came around to see how you were doing. Jeez, man. I'm doing alright, actually. Take a seat, pal. I'm gonna be leaving as soon as possible in the morning. I don't really intend to stay with the clan for any length of time. So why are you still here? I know this is just a demo, so maybe it's, maybe this day kind of loops. But I guess I'll find out. I mean, I appreciate you having me, but I don't think I really fit into the whole Force thing. What do you mean? Strap in, mate. This might be some heavy chat. I've always felt like the clan culture, the UR, the whole thing, it just isn't for me. I'm a courier. I travel between all these different clans and shit every day. Travel to the UR whenever I can, but I just don't feel connected to it in the right way. You're a wanderer. Like, I want to be part of it all, but it feels like there's no space for me. You know what I mean? Then everyone's telling me how important it is for guys like us to stay connected. And there's me thinking, oh shit, man, I am connected at all. I don't know how to be. Am I fucked? Am I broken? Just don't get it. It's not for everyone. Maybe you should give it a chance. It's an important part of our shared history. It's up to you to decide what it means to you. Yeah. Yeah, like you don't... There's nothing saying that you have to take part in traditions and... Well, just like there are queer people who don't like going to Pride or don't like taking part in... I mean, drag is a contentious subject, but there's a lot of people who consider drag to be like a big part of queer culture and balls and stuff like that, but there are other people who just don't want to be anywhere near it, or they don't like the idea of community. So you really have to decide what it means to you and where you feel like you fit, because you don't have to go one way or the other. Yeah, I think you're right. It's just, I think it's going to take me a few years to work that out for myself. It can be dead difficult trying to get into it all, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be up to speed, not just on the latest shit that's going down in the community. You have to know what went on for decades, for centuries before. And realistically, it just isn't always possible for everyone to get up to speed on that shit when you're just trying to survive. Don't get me wrong, I know shit's fucked for us. Totally with it. It's just that I want to be able to forget that for 5 minutes when I'm with my folk, you know? I don't know. I don't think I'm making much sense. What do you think of it all? The whole clans who are Orc Lib thing. It's just another way for people to survive and thrive. It's important, it deserves respect. It's not really necessary. It's a lot of fun. I do think it's important and deserves respect. It's another method of survival, though. This is something that developed as a way for people to survive. It was like, Kennedy was saying that you have to band together and create frameworks for yourselves to stand up against the force that was like on you. So it's a method of survival. Huh. I guess it could be. Domhnall takes a few moments to respond, his head bowed, his gaze directed at some point in the ground in front of you both. Yeah, maybe you're right, man. There's a lot of ways for us all to get through this life thing, right? The UR and all that, that's what some people need to make it through, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. And it's not for everybody. It's too much sometimes. I don't think I make it all make sense, and I sure as shit can't explain my way through every bit of my life. Props to those who try and succeed at it, but man, give those of us who don't have the time, space, energy to do it a fucking break, you know? I don't know all the in-jokes, I don't know who half the writers your mate Brocken talks about are, I don't know any of the people Raw talks about, never heard of most of the places Senedict's been. None of it's part of my world at all. I feel like I'm meant to know it all from day one. I don't know, I'm a mess. I'm knackered from walking all day, and tomorrow I have to go and do all over again. I just want to relax and be me for a bit. Sorry, man, I'm away on a mad ramble, and you're sitting there like, hey, who's this chump? I'm gonna head in for the night. I'll maybe catch you up another time, yeah? Best of luck to you and the rest of the force. I hope you've managed to make the Shalag. I'm rooting for yous. Good night, Lagnar. Good night, Domhnall. Domhnall spreads himself out on top of his bedroll, folds his arm behind his head, and closes his eyes. You decide to give him some privacy. You head to your own tent, bury yourself beneath the furs and the blankets, and fall asleep. Thank you for playing this preview build of Tusks, the orc dating sim. If you enjoyed playing Tusks, please consider funding this game's development on Patreon. You can also find more about the game's development and report any bugs via these places. I'm going to be putting all these links in the description. Tusk Extended Universe Fiction also available at itch.io. Ooh. Thank you to everyone who has supported Tusks via Patreon, itch.io, as well as those sharing and writing about the game. Use the old stars! Oh, cool! Okay, so that was Tusks, the orc dating sim. There's a lot of stuff there for a demo, because you have to consider that there are all kinds of other routes that I didn't take. I barely talked to, say, Sithis, or Gorum, or anybody, except for Brocken, because it's my bae. But that's awesome! Man, I really hope that Mitch is actively working on that, because the writing is A+, there is clearly a deep extended universe to that. There's another game entirely going into that extended universe? Shit. Okay. But damn, that was cool. Yeah, thank you so much to Mitch for creating this demo for us, and keep working on it, man. This is awesome. But thank you guys so much for watching and for checking me out. I will leave the links to Mitch's stuff in the description, as well as a link to this game. And I hope you have a great weekend. Later!